Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. Thanks for checking out my video, guys. Do appreciate it. And let's see what we got going on here. We got Game 6 of the Kansas City Royals season. This is game number 3 against Boston, and two very exciting games previous to this. So this ought to be a real slobber knocker tonight as we get the third game of this series on between Boston and Kansas City. Playing the 1989 season, Kansas City's 3-2. Starting lineups is Wade Boggs at third, Marty Bird at second, Ellisberg center field, Mike Greenwell in left, Jim Rice DH, Dwight Evans in right field, Nick Sosky at first, Jody Reed is short, Rick Cerrone catching, and Wes Gardner pitching for Boston. For Kansas City, it's Jim Eisenrock in center field, Kevin Steitzer, third base, George Brett at first, Pat Tabler, right field, Bill Buckner to DH, Bo Jackson, left fielder, Bob Boone's catcher, Frank White, second base, and Kirk Stillwell, shortstop. Pitching today is Charlie Leibrandt. So far in the season, he's 0-1 with a 6.75. Pitched 4 innings, gave up 10 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks. All right. Should be an interesting game here. Just adjusting my other screen here to get all my windows that I use ready to go. Giving people a chance to get into the live stream here. So as I mentioned, this is game number 6 of the season. Game 3 against Boston. We got 3 coming up against Baltimore after this series. So let's get things underway here. Charlie Leibrandt against Wade Boggs. Lefty-lefty. So we got a lefty-lefty matchup to start things off. And that's going to be a single for Wade Boggs right off the bat. That brings up Marty Barrett. He's batting 182 on the season. 4-3. No hit by pitch. So 4-2. He's going to fly out to Tabler in right field, 1 away. Ellis Burks, batting 250 on the season, the center fielder, 1-6. We got a stadium check here, 1-4. It's going to be a single into right field, and a 1 is going to be good question. So versus D6, if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base runner, then batter safe with the double. So he gets in there with the double. And there you go. Runners at second and third, 1 away here. Top of the first inning. Defense is going to play in. Hello. Oh, I have to click for next batter first. Defense is going to play in with Mike Greenwell coming up. The left fielder steps in, waits on the pitch. Here it comes, 3-5. And a big strikeout by Charlie Leibrandt there. Big strikeout. Defense goes back to their normal positions, waiting on Jim Rice, batting 167 on the season. 51 and a strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts after giving up the single and the double. And once again, Boston is thwarted with the scoring opportunity. We go into the bottom of the first inning. Wes Gardner, let's take a look at him. He was 3-7 with a 5.97 ERA, 86 innings pitched, 97 hits, 81 strikeouts, 40 walks. And we have Jim Eisenreich. For some reason, he doesn't have a pitcher. So guess what? We're going to get him a pitcher. Eisenreich. Jim Eisenreich. Go to images. All right. Well, let's see. Let's see if we got a Kansas City picture of him here. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I guess we'll choose this one. Jim Eisenreich. Let's see if that'll work. All right, so sorry about that. Back to the game now. Jim Eisenreich, Wes Gardner. I guess since Wes is pitching, let's give him a pitcher. What the heck? Wes, Gardner. Uh, hello? Try that again. Wes, Gardner. And let's see if we can find a Boston shot. Looks like he becomes an actor. Good looking guy there, huh? Yeah. Wes Eisenreich. Let's see if we have. And put in Boston. There we go. All right, sorry about this, guys. Jim I'm sorry, Wes Gardner. Do we have any? Sure. We'll use this little card. Why not? We'll use this little card. Wes Gardner. There we are. Gardner. There we go. All right, so they should both pop in. Here we go. Wes Gardner versus Jim Eisenreich. No score, bottom of the first. 3-3, error possibility. Let's see where Eisenreich hits it. There's our pitchers. 4-6. He's going to dribble it to Barrett. Barrett has an error, picks it up, throws. Oh, just wide of the base. Isatsuki can't make it, and that's going to be a one-base error. And Jim Eisenreich reaches on the air, proceeds to steal second base, which is successful. So runner in scoring position with nobody out here early in the game. Kevin Steitzer's up. 52 and no strikeout. 61, he's going to single into right field. And coming around to score, Jim Eisenreich. And just like that, two batters in, 1-0 Kansas City. That brings up George Brett. Still no one out. Bottom of the first. 4-1, George Brett, 61. And he's going to single into center field. Stopping at second will be Steitzer. So runners at first and second. Nobody out still for Pat Tabler. Defense back in normal. 1-2, range play at the stadium. 44, that's going to be a fly ball hit to center field. Burks is on the run, fails to make the catch. It falls in. The lead runner advances, so he's going to score. If roll is less than or equal to, it's not. So 3, everyone else stays, but the Kansas City Royals take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Still no one out. Runners at first and second. Bill Buckner steps to the plate. 1-1 and no walk. 1-1 fly ball to Greenwell out in left field. And Greenwell is going to make the catch. That brings up the main purpose of this 1989 season replay, Bo Jackson. Batting .318 on the season. Runners at first and second, 1 away here for Bo Jackson. 4-6, and against the righty, that's going to be a home run check. Going, up and gone, Superman flying all the way home as Bo Jackson gets his second home run of the season, and just like that, in the bottom of the first inning, Kansas City spots 5 runs across on the 3-run home run by Bo Jackson. The crowd's going crazy. Bob Boone steps up. Still only 1 out here. Another range play at the stadium. 1-5. It's going to be ground ball hit to Reed. Reed fails to make the play. It gets by him, rolls into left field for the single. And nothing's going right for Boston here. Absolutely nothing. Red Sox Nation has not shown up to cheer on their team yet today. We're going to go to the hit and run with Frank White coming up. 3-4. And that's going to be a walk. So runners at first and second, and at this point, I mean, I hate to even pull him in the first inning, but he's given up 5 runs in only 1 out, and runners at first and second. Uh, Going to bring in John Dobson. John Dobson's going to come into the game. So they're going to relieve a very ineffective pitcher there and bring in John Dobson. Let's take a look at John Dobson's stats here. He was 12-8, 3.99 ERA, 169 innings pitched, 166 hits, 95 strikeouts, 69 walks. So Dobson settles in. 5 runs on 5 hits for Kansas City. 5-6. And that's going to be a ground ball hit to Barrett. And 6 only play is at first. So advance, out at first. So getting Kurt Stillwell out at first. That brings up Jim Eisenreich. They batted around here in the bottom of the first inning. 5 runs across. John Dobson coming in to try and shut the gates. And he does it as Eisenreich grounds into Reed. Reed flips it over to Barrett, and that's going to end the inning. Let's take a look at what they have here. Yep, that should be right. That should be right, I believe. So 5 runs and 5 hits with an error thrown in. And after 1 complete here in Kauffman Stadium, the Royals 5, the Red Sox 0. Whew, if you didn't make it early in this one, it might be over. Let's see. Boston has a pretty good offense, though, so we can't count them out yet. Charlie Rebrandt against Dwight Evans, a right fielder. 4-4 wild pitch. We can re-roll. 61. That's going to be another strikeout. That is number 3 for Charlie Rebrandt. Nick Ossowski batting .273 on the season. And he's going to walk. So they have a base runner here. The roll is for a sacrifice, but at this point, all right. Well, he is pretty good at bunting, but at this point, getting 1 run and sacrificing it out, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna put on the sacrifice. 6-4, and that was almost a home run. If it would have been a 1, that would have been a home run. So Jody Reed gets a hold of 1. Let's see where he hits it. That's a ground ball hit to Stillwell. Stillwell picks it up, throws it to first. Only play is at first. Getting Jody Reed for the second out. Rick Cerrone, the catcher. Rick Cerrone steps in. And he's going to go down on a cold 3rd strike. And that's going to do it for the top of the 2nd inning. Going to the bottom of the 2nd inning, Kevin Steitzer. That's a 46 and no strikeout. 23. It's going to be a pop-up to Boggs in foul territory. Reaches into the stands, makes a great play. 1 away. George Brett. 1 for 1. 34 and possible home run check. It is a home run check. So we're going to be rolling down here. Whenever there's a question mark, you check this dice against the home run question mark. You don't go immediately down here. So we have to do is roll down here, and if this is a 1-13 on the 20-sider, George Brett gets a hold of 1. It's going up in the air, and it's going to be caught by Greenwell at the warning track. George Brett thought he had all of it, but just got under it just a bit. Pat Tabler steps in. He's 1 for 1 as well. And he waits on a pitch that he likes, 63, and grounds it down to Ossowski. And that's going to do it for the 2nd inning. That brings us to the top of the lineup for Boston. Wade Boggs, 1 for 1. 1-5. And a 42. That's going to be a ground ball hit to White. White over to Brett, 2 away. I'm sorry, 1 away. Marty Barrett, 0 for 1. 1-4. And 66. That's going to be a fly ball. It's going to hit out to Tabler in right field, and he makes the play. Ellis Burks steps in, 1 for 1 with a double. One of the 2 hits for Boston. We got a range play here. 42, that's going to be hit to Stillwell. Cannot make the play as it gets by him into left field. And one aboard here for Boston as Mike Greenwell steps up. 2 away. Mike Greenwell, lefty versus lefty here. 3-4. Another range play at the ballpark. These are never good for us. 5-4. Ground ball hit down to Brett. Brett makes a great defensive play, dives in the dirt, flips it over to Leibrandt, who's waiting at the base just in time to get Greenwell, and saves at least a run there, possibly a double, maybe even a triple to Mike Greenwell there. Great defensive play by George Brett. And not only are Kansas City flashing the wood today, they are also flashing the leather. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors. We go into the bottom of the 3rd. Bill Buckner up, batting 143. And he's going to single into left field. That's going to fall in front of Greenwell. Nothing he could do about that one. So that brings up Bo Jackson, 1 for 1 with a 3-run home run in the 1st. Let's see what he can do against John Dibson, 32. So Bo Jackson, 1 for 1, 45. He's going to line it. Barrett makes a good diving stab, and headed to second was Bill Buckner, and an easy toss over to first for the double play. So that's going to be a 4-3 double play. And good defense there by Boston. Brings up Bob Boone, who's 1 for 1. Bob Boone, 1-2, fly ball to Evans. And Evans loses it in the sun and falls into the corner. And that's going to be a 2-base error. Racing all the way around to second is going to be Bob Boone. As Evans with another error, 2nd error on Boston on the day. That brings up Frank White, who's walked his first time up. 21. 2 outs here. Big opportunity to put another run aboard against the right-hander. That's going to be a double. A double by Frank White in the gap. Burks and Evans doesn't know who's going to get it. Neither one of them do. It rolls all the way to the wall. And that's going to score a run, as taking over at second base is going to be Frank White. 6-0 Kansas City. Kirk Stillwell 0 for 1 and almost batted around again for 6. No strikeout. 53, and that's going to be laced into right field for a single. And coming around to score is going to be Frank White. Another run aboard. And at this point, Boston, the bench is very quiet. The bench is very quiet at this point. They got nothing going right for them. Unfortunately, 7-0 Kansas City. Top of the lineup again. 52. Range play. 62. That's going to be a ground ball back to Dobson. Dobson makes the play. Great defensive play. Let's see if they... Yep. No earned runs after the error. So that sounds about right. Who knows? Good enough. So we're going into the top of the 4th, 7-0 Kansas City. As I mentioned in the beginning of this game today, we had 2 really good games between Boston and Kansas City, the first 2. You knew something was going to happen in this one, and no way that 2 games, or all 3 games were going to be that crazy. So Jim Rice starts off with the walk, brings up Dwight Evans, 0 for 1 with the strikeout, and almost back-to-back walks, but the 20-sider's not with them. 42. It's going to be a ground ball hit to White. White scoops, throws over to Stillwell. Forced out, and fielder's choice with Evans hustling down the line, keeping at least to just one away. Nick Esaski 0 for 1 with a walk. 63, another bad pitch there by Liebrecht. 1-3, fly ball. Jackson on his horse makes the play. Two-way here. Jody Reed 0 for 1. And that's going to be nothing. And a 32, that's going to be a fly ball to Eisenreich. And that's going to do it for Boston here in the top of the fourth. Max Cornelius, where have you been, my friend? You missed all the action. Missed all the action. 5 runs in the first inning, and guess what? Bo Jackson with a 3-run home run in the first inning. And Kansas City spots 5 runs in the first, 2 in the third, and leads 7-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Kevin Steitzer up to bat. They pulled their starting pitcher at the bottom of the first inning. It was so bad. They had like 6 hits and 5 runs. There was an error against one of the Boston. It was just all the way bad. But Bo Jackson does what Bo Jackson does. If he doesn't strike out, he hits it a long way. 53. And that's going to fall in for a ground ball hit to Boggs. So 1 away for George Brett. 64. And a ground ball hit to Boggs again. 2 away. Pat Tabler. 1 for 2. 1 for 2 and an RBI. 61. And he's going to have a ground ball to Reed. No error on the play, and Boston gets out of the inning without anything. Too bad I missed it, says Max. I hear you, brother. I hear you. It was a hell of a good start. Top of 5 here. Rick Cerrone 0 for 1. Charlie Rebrandt's been pitching decently. He's given up a few hits, 3 hits, but 1-4 fly ball to center field. He's kind of spread them out in different innings and 4 strikeouts, only 2 walks. That brings up Wade Boggs, who's 1 for 2, 24. I have another error check here, 63. This is going to be Eisenreich, no error. So 2 away for Marty Barrett, 0 for 2. 62, nobody on, no sense in 65. Another range play here. 33, that's going to be a fly ball hit to Jackson. Jackson over, dives, makes a good play, rolls up, has the ball in his glove, keeps it in there, tosses it to a fan in the stands, and trots all the way back to the dugout, getting high fives from everyone. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's now 7-0 Kansas City. Bill Buckner up. 6-6 range play at the ballpark here for Bill Buckner. 6-6 followed by a 6-6 is going to be a single plus. And it looks to me like successful. Flight out to center field there. Brings up Bo Jackson 1 for 2 with the home run. 1 run scored and 3 RBIs on the 3-run home run. Facing off against John Dobson, 3-4. Ooh, home run check. 8 falls into the 1 to 8 category. That brings us up Bo Jackson. Can he have 2? Can he have 2, ladies and gentlemen? 1 to 18 on the 20-sider down here means it's going. It's up in the air. It's catching the wind. It is gone. Bo Jackson, 2-run night here tonight for Kansas City. Trots around the bases, gets a high five from the third base coach. Big jump on the home plate there. High fiving from everyone as Kansas City now leads 8-0. 2 home runs from Bo Jackson, 4 RBIs on the day. Bob Boone steps up. 2-4. 4, 5, and that's going to be a single in the left field. So another hit and run, sure, why not? Frank White, 1 for 1 with a double, a walk, a run, and an RBI. This time he's going to strike out. And 15 is what we needed. If roll is equal to, then safe. So gets a stolen base on the hit and run. So it's a strike him out, try to throw him out, but the tag wasn't quick enough as it was offline by Cerrone there. Reed couldn't apply the tag quick enough, and that is going to be safe with the stolen base. So 2 outs here for Kirk Stillwell. Bo knows home run, says Max Cornelius. Today he does. That is a matter of fact, and Stillwell strikes out. So going into the top of the 6th, 8-0 Kansas City. Ellis Burks in the house, 2 for 2. He's the only thing going right for for Boston right now, with a double as well, 3-2. Ellis Burks waits on the pitch. Here comes one, 4-3. 18 is going to be a fly out to center field. Eisenreich makes the catch. Mike Greenwell, left fielder, 4-3. No walk. And a 1-4. That's going to be a pop-up to White at second base. Brings up Jim Rice, 0 for 1 with a walk. And 33. That's going to be a single past Stillwell. And actually, Stillwell knocks it down, tries to throw it to first. Brett over his head, and that's going to be error on the throw, a one-base error. And going to second on the error is going to be Jim Rice. So I believe that's the second time. No, that's not. I was going to say that's the second time Jim Rice got on by an error, but it's only the first error for Kansas City, so I guess that can't be true. Dwight Evans, a right fielder. Man on second, 2 away. 4-4. Wild pitch. 14. Nope. Reroll. 1-2. And he's going to walk down to first. So runners at first and second. Charlie Rebrandt's been cruising along here. But you can see he's kind of run out of steam now. Let's see. 6-4. Uh-oh. And Nick Ossowski's got into one. It's going down the line. If it stays fair, it's gone. Going. And the one lucky fan, 6 rows in, is going to grab that one. And that's 3 runs. Just like that for the Red Sox. And they got us a game now. Only down 5 runs. Top of the 6th. They're going to leave Rebrand in there to try and get through at least this inning. 1-3. And he tries to come back with a strike, but doesn't manage it. And it's going to be a ground ball to Steitzer. Steitzer on to Brett. And let's see if they have adjusted that properly. Looks like they have. So after 5.5 complete, it's now 8-3 as Boston is mounting a comeback. We shall see. Let's see if Boston pitching can actually keep Kansas City off the board here. That'll be the main problem. Ground ball hit to Barrett. No error on the play, so good play by Barrett. Steitzer, third baseman, 1 for 3. He's going to fly ball to Evans in right field. That brings up George Brett, who's also 1 for 3. George Brett waits on the pitch. He gets one, 4-4. And that one's going to be a ground ball to Reed. Reed over to Sosky. And just like that, it's a 1-2-3 inning. Does Boston have enough to mount a comeback? Charlie Rebrandt, they're going to leave him in there as long as they can. The pitching stats for both teams have been decimated the last 2 days as they've played more than enough innings here. Fly ball hit to Jackson. Jackson takes a few steps to his right and makes the play. 1 away. Wade Boggs, 1 for 3. And that's going to be a Nothing. 3-5. 3-5. That's going to be a single. And that's going to be it for Charlie Rebrandt. That is going to be it. They've given up. They tried to leave him in as long as they could. Well, they're going to be bringing in Jeff Montgomery here. Get a few innings for Montgomery. Runner at first, only one out. Let's see if Boston can make more of a comeback. 2-6. A K plus. Wow. A K plus gives you an extra 10 added to your strikeout results, and it's still not a strikeout. So Marty Barrett, good eye this time. Let's see if he can do something with it. And this time he can, as it's going to be a line into into center field. Lead runner is going to advance, and the lead runner advances if roll is less than or equal to the trailing runner's base running, which it is. He's going to advance as well. So runners is second and third on the double. Ooh, we got something. The crowd's a little murmuring going through the crowd here now, as Boston is not done here. Ellis Burks 2 for 3 with a double. Jeff Montgomery, only one out. They're going to play in 44. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh, shit. That's what Jeff Montgomery said after that pitch was thrown. Oh, shit. 1-12, and that is another 3-run home run for Boston. Oh, my gosh, it's not. 13, he missed it. He got on top of it. It's a ground ball hit to Stillwell. 3-6. Is the base runner going to try to score? He's a 0. I would say no. So out at first, second out. Good defensive play by Stillwell, and unfortunately for Ellis Burks and the Boston faithful, we could have a 6-8 ball game as he just got on top of that pitch. 1-2. It's not over yet as there's 2 outs, 51, and Stillwell, no error, makes the play, throws it to Brett, and whew, they all trot off the field knowing that they are one lucky group there, as that could have been way worse. Pat Tabler, 1 for 3, 42. And John Dobson, 1-6. Against the righties, ground ball hit to Boggs. Boggs is going to commit the error. One base error as he cannot get it out of his glove in time. And kind of flops up in the air, tries to get it. And before he can get the throw off, running down the line is Pat Tabler for the play. That is the third error on Boston. So, Bill Buckner, the lefty. 1-3. 3-1. That's going to be a single. Past Sasaki. Going first to third is going to be Pat Tabler. And runners at the corners, nobody out for Bo Jackson. 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, 2 runs scored, 4 RBIs. But before that happens, we're trying to pick off here. It's a 3. 3 is a balk. He balks on the pickoff attempt. John Dibson balks on the pickoff attempt. And run's going to score, and going to second is going to be Bill Buckner. So another run in for Kansas City. It's now 9-3. And that's going to be it for John Dobson, as they're going to bring in someone else to face off against Bo Jackson. Who is that someone else, you might ask at home? Well, I'm going to tell you who it is. It's going to be Bob Stanley. Bob Stanley's coming in the game to face off against Bo Jackson. 2 for 3, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Let's see if he can do it again. Here we go. Bo Jackson versus Bob Stanley. The windup and the pitch. 1-3. It's a blank, which means we get to go on Bo Jackson's card. 34, 3-4, and this time it's a little ground ball hit to Reed. It was hit to shortstop, so runner advances on balls hit to short or pitcher if the base running of the beats the D6, which it doesn't. It's out at first for Bo Jackson. That brings up Pat Boone, who's also 2 for 3 on the day. 33 and nothing. 66, that's going to be ground ball back to Stanley. Stanley picks it up, throws to first, keeping the runner at second base. So Buckner waiting for someone to get a hit for him. Frank White steps in. He's 1 for 2, a double. Whole bunch of good stuff. A walk. And he's going to single into center field. Coming around to score is Bill Buckner. It's a 10-3 ball game. And those 3 runs that Boston didn't get, Kansas City does get. And that's the difference in the game right now. Kirk Stillwell, 31, range play. 46, that's going to be a single unless Barrett can make the play. Barrett dives towards the middle and just off the end of his glove. Going first to third on the play is Frank White. And runners at the corners, 2-way here for Jim Eisenreich. Jim's 0 for 4 today, not having the best at bats. 62. Let's see. 36. And this time, fly ball into right field. Evans makes the catch. Damage is done, though. 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. 10-3 Kansas City, top of 8. Montgomery will stay out there as long as he can now just to try and finish this game out. Wild pitch. We'll re-roll that. 24. Stadium check here for Jim Rice. 63-14 is going to be a triple for Jim Rice to lead things off here. Triple, rounding second, coming into third, standing up as he laces one into the corner. Left field couldn't get it. Jackson. So Dwight Evans 0 for 2. For 3. And 45. That's going to be a fly ball into Jackson. Roll 1d6 is less than the sacrifice fly rating. So it's hit deep enough by Evans that Rice scores on the play. And they cut in the lead. It's now 10-4. 1 away for Nick Esaski. 1 for 2 with the home run. Nope, we don't need that. 42 again. We don't need that one. 1-5. And he's going to walk on after all that pitching. They're going to put on the hit and run and try and get things moving here. Jody Reed 0 for 3 on the day. Jody Reed gets a hold of one. Let's see what he can do with it. 2-2. That's going to be a 12. That's going to be a double. And stopping at third base. Stopping at third base is going to be Nick Esaski. So runners at second and third. Montgomery Day is done here. We're going to bring in Jerry Gleaton's going to come into the game. So Jerry Gleaton's coming in to face off and see if he can get this outs here. Defense playing in here. 42, and he's going to walk the bases loaded for Wade Boggs. And once again, things can get really interesting if something bad happens. 54. Wade Boggs tries to go deep, but it's fouled back into the catcher's mitt for the strikeout. Big strikeout there by Jerry Gleaton. Marty Barrett, 1 for 4 on the day. 52, and no strikeout by Barrett. 56, he's going to hit a ground ball to Stillwell. Stillwell scoops it up, throws it over to second, and that's going to end the inning. And once again, Boston has an opportunity to put some serious runs on the board and is held out. 10-4, bottom of 8. Kevin Steitzer against Bob Stanley. 4-6, fly ball to Greenwell, 1 away. George Brett, 1 for 4. No hit by pitch. And this is going to be against a righty. That's going to be a single pass Iskoski for George Brett. Pat Tabler, 1 for 4, scored 2 runs. 63. And a 26. That's going to be ground ball hit to Barrett. Barrett picks it up, tries to flip it to Reed, but Reed's off the bag as he throws to first. And advancing on the play is going to be George Brett. Only play is at first, only out, as Reed did not touch the bag on the play, so no double play. Bill Buckner, 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th, 41. We got a stadium check here. 25, and that's going to be a ground ball hit to Boggs, and that's going to end it. And unfortunately for us, Bo Jackson won't get one more at bat. His day is probably done, and thus Boston makes a hell of a comeback here. Ellis Burks, top of the 9th, 3-3, and he's going to walk. Mike Greenwell, 65, a range play. Uh-oh. Things are not going well here. That's a fly ball to right field. Tabler failed to make the play. Roll was less than or equal to, so scoring on the play is going to be Ellis Burks. The throw not in time, and advancing on the throw home is Mike Greenwell. So a triple for Greenwell. And that's it for Jerry Gleaton. It is 5-10, but they're going to be bringing in Luis Alcueto. Let's look at Luis Alcueto. 6-8 on the season, 3.50 ERA, 141 innings pitched, 148 hits, 68 strikeouts, 31 walks. So runner at third, 5-10. Boston trying to make a game of this one. 6-5, and almost another walk there. Jim Rice is up. 52. He's going to line it right at Steitzer. Oh, just missed the double play. Almost tagged him, but getting back real quick, Mark Greenwell. So 1 away. Defense will play in. You know what? They're just going to play back. We'll give up the run for an out for sure. 6-4 and no strikeout. 6-3, a fly ball hit to center field. And it's a 1, so on a roll of a 1, lead runner advances. So he's going to check second die on the one chart. The one chart says, yeah, so he's going to score. So scoring on the play is Greenwell. It cuts the lead to 6-10 to 2 outs now. Down in the last out, Nick Iskoski, 1 for 2 with the home run. 4-3. Uh-oh. Nick Iskoski's going deep again. That's gone. It's now 7-10. A little life in the dugout here. Jody Reed, 1-1. 55, and that's going to be a single into right field. And the tying runs on deck for Rick Cerrone. Kansas City getting a little lax in their defense here. No strikeout either. They've had their chance. Max Cornelius says, uh-oh, I agree, 1-4. It's going to be a fly ball. Hit Eisenreich coming in, makes the catch, and that's going to do it. But Boston gave it a valiant attempt there, 7-10. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. And that's going to do it here from Kauffman Stadium as Kansas City takes 2 of 3 from Boston and 2 of 3 from Kansas City and improves their record to 4-2 on the season. Let's check out these game statistics. These will be good ones to check out. So, Boston here managed 12 hits. That's pretty respectable. They had 3 doubles, one by Burks, one by Greenwell, and one by Jody Reed. They won triple by Jim Rice, and they had 2 home runs, both by Nick Esoski. They had 6 walks, 2 by Esoski, and 5 strikeouts. They had 2 stolen bases. No, I'm sorry, sacrificed flies. And they committed 3 errors. Kansas City, 14 hits. They had only 1 double by Frank White, no triples, 2 home runs by Bo Jackson. They had 1 walk by Frank White. They had only 2 strikeouts, 1 by White and 1 by Stillwell. They had 2 stolen bases, 1 by Boone, 1 by Jim Eisenreich. They had 1 double play, and they had 1 error. Charlie Leibrandt gets the win. He improves to 1-1 with a 2.62 ERA. Wes Gardner takes the loss as he pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those were earned, 1 walk, 1 home run, and an ERA of 120.00. John Dobson came in and pitched 5 2/3. He gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, and 2 of those were earned. 2 strikeouts, 1 home run, and 1 balk, 3.16 ERA. So very interesting game here from Kansas City. So that'll wrap it up for the series against the Red Sox. So Kansas City takes 2 of the 3 games, improves the record to 4-2 on the season, as you can see there. They take the series against Boston. They take the series against Toronto. And now they got a 3-game series at home against the Baltimore Orioles, who come to town. So Kansas City starts the season off. They play Toronto at home, then Boston at home, then Baltimore at home. So they've had 3 series against Toronto, Boston, and Baltimore, all at home. After that, they have 3 series on the road, 1 against Toronto, 1 against Boston, and 1 against Baltimore. So these teams will have their revenge coming up next week when Kansas City has to go on the road for 3 straight series. So interesting start to the 1989 season for Kansas City. But once again, your final score here from Kauffman Stadium. Kansas City outslugs and outlasts Boston in a real doozy, a little snobber knocker, 10-7. In the real life game, for those of you who are interested, Boston beat Kansas City for their first win of the season, improved to 1-4. Kansas City losing and has a record of 4-2 in real life. This is from April 9th, 1989. It was a day game, a 1:35 start. Attendance was 25,637. Attendance for me was 1, and that was Max Cornelius, who I appreciate stopping in tonight to check out game number 3. So that's it here from Kauffman Stadium. I'll scroll through the rest of the. I'll slide it over here so you guys can see any of these. I'll slide down the page and you guys can. If you're watching at home, you can pause if you want to check out any stats. If you look at Bo Jackson in real life, he was 0 for 4 with a strikeout in the real life game. In our game, Bo Jackson 2 for 4, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, a 3-run home run, and a solo shot. So there you go. Thanks, Max Cornelius, and everyone else that's stopped in to say hi. Which, well, there was people, but no one stopped in to say hi. Anyways, that'll be it here from Kauffman Stadium from our 1989 Bo Jackson replay. And today, Bo knows home runs. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.